Hey everybody! So right now in Jeremy's garden we have a lot of green tomatoes. So I thought what better time to do mine and Jeremy's favorite, fried green tomato BLTs.
First, how all recipes should start, with bacon. So we're gonna heat up the pan to medium high and go ahead and lay some strips of bacon in there. One of the reasons we're doing this first is because we also want to use the grease to fry up the green tomatoes. Of course, you can always use some sort of oil. If you're not doing bacon, a vegetable oil would be good.
And while the bacon's cooking, we're going to go ahead and put together all the stuff to make the fried green tomato portion. So right over here, I do have about a cup of flour. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper in there. Not too much, just enough to kind of give it a little bit of flavor. And then I'm just going to mix all of that together. All right. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and do a half a cup of cornmeal and a half a cup of breading. Mix that together. And then in this middle portion here, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 eggs. And a half a cup of milk. And then mix that together.
Once we get that egg and milk all mixed together, we'll check on the bacon. It should be just about ready to flip over. One of the best things in life is bacon, so I'm always happy to find a recipe that includes this, no matter if it's fried or not. And then once we get all that flipped over and start cooking on the other side, we'll start cutting the green tomatoes. And one of the reasons you want to use green tomatoes is because as opposed to a red tomato, they're much harder. So they really take on the breading, that breadcrumb, and that frying really well as opposed to getting mushy like a red tomato would. Plus, they do have a nice sweetness to them, which I really enjoy. Basically, anyone from the South will tell you that fried green tomatoes are the best. All right, that bacon's all cooked up and ready to go. It is crispy. So I'm going to get that out of the pan, keep the pan going so I can start tossing in those green tomatoes.
One of the first things I ever made Jeremy that he absolutely loved was the fried green tomato BLTs. We've been doing them every year since, and I'm so excited to be sharing this recipe with you guys today, and I hope you guys love them as well.
First, you're going to stick the tomato in the flour, then the egg mixture, and then the cornmeal. And then you'll go ahead and throw that into the grease. You're going to cook all of the green tomatoes on kind of a medium-high heat to high for about 5 minutes each side. And you will notice that your fingers start to get kind of a little gunk on the end. It's a little bit messy, but I feel like what's cooking without being a little bit messy, right? And then the last one here, go ahead and put it in the egg mixture. And then we'll go ahead and get the toast started here soon. So once we go ahead and flip these, after about 5 minutes, they have that nice golden brown. And then I'll go ahead and start the toast and then come back to these in another 5 minutes or so. It's been about 5 minutes now. So I'm bringing them out of the oil and putting them on a paper towel to kind of drain off some of that excess grease. And then it'll be time to start putting it all together.
Now all we have to do is put it together. I've got some toast, bacon, lettuce, the fried green tomatoes. I do have to make the sauce, which is just going to be a sriracha mayonnaise. It gives it kind of that nice little kick, especially with the sweetness of the fried green tomatoes. So all you're going to do is just put some mayonnaise, take some sriracha, and stir that together until it's a nice pink color. You can make it as spicy or not as spicy as you want. Jeremy doesn't like it too spicy, so I typically start with his, and then I just add a little more sriracha in. All right, now we got that, we're going to go ahead and put it on our bread. We're going to add the tomato, the bacon, and the lettuce. And then I'm gonna slice it diagonally because I think that's how you should slice all sandwiches, just my opinion. And there you go. Look at that. Oh my God, so good. Until next time.